Hello, in this lesson we're going to learn a bit about how to analyze graphs of functions using digital tools. And there's two tools I'm going to teach you or talk about today. One is called GeoGebra and the other one is your Texas Calculator TI-82 series, although it's the same thing with the 83 and the 84 series. So let's go first with GeoGebra, and we might be asked to solve the following. So we have a function f of x equals 22.24 minus 1.14x, and we might be asked to find the root or the x-intercept. You might even hear it be called the zero of the function of f of x. Well, what do we mean by the root or the x-intercept or the zero? These are all mean the same thing. Basically, if we have a graph which might look like this, here's the graph of the function f of x, then the zero is the point or points where the graph crosses the x-axis. In this case, it will be the value of x at this point here, this black point here. Here we have the x-axis and here we have the y-axis. So how do we solve this in GeoGebra? First we have to fire up the program. So I have it already installed on my computer, GeoGebra 5. If you don't have it installed on your computer, you can go to the website and download it for free. The website is www.geogebra.org, and it's got lots of other things there. It's got materials, it's got how to get started and downloads. Let's go back to GeoGebra, and here's the standard window. Let's just make it a bit bigger so you can see. Here's the graphics window. Here I have the Move Graphics tool. So I can move it about like this. Now to write in a function, I'll just go down to the input window here and write f of x. I can write it in function form, I think, equals 22.4 minus 1.4 times x, and then enter. And you see I have it listed in my algebra window here, and I have a line of the graph in my graphics window. Now I might want to zoom out. There's two ways of zooming out. Either you can click this tool here and go zoom out, and then click a couple of times and then move the graphics window, or you can right click on the axis and change its properties. Right click, graphics, here comes the preferences window, and I can change my dimensions of the window here. So how do I solve? I want to solve, if we switch back to my screen, I wanted to solve this problem, find the root or the x-intercept or the zero. Well, now that I have graphed the function, I can see clearly that the x value where it crosses the x-axis is 16. There's also another way to solve that using GeoGebra, and that's by typing the function down here in the input window. There's lots of functions built into GeoGebra, and the function to find the roots is the root function, ROOT brackets and then f. That'll give me the function of the root of the function f. And I press enter, and it gives me the point a is the root of the function f, and it has coordinates 16, 0. Let's close that window. Now, in this next part, I'm going to use my TI-82 to study the following function. F of x equals minus x squared plus 2x plus 4. Now, a function which has an x squared in it as the highest term is called a quadratic. And we'll be studying those more later. So find the roots, find the roots of f of x. Well, what I'm going to do now is I'm going to pull up my calculator emulator. You hopefully have one in your hand. It should look a bit like this. Well, the first step is that we have to plot the function. So I click on my y equals here, and I enter the function. So I go first off I need a negative sign. Remember, it's this negative sign I need. Negative x squared plus 2x plus 4. And then trace. And again, if the graph doesn't fit automatically on the window, you have to either change your scales using window or the zoom function. And in order to find the roots, I have to go to second, calc, and then number 2, 0. And I have to choose a left bound. This function actually has two roots, two places where it goes through the x-axis, here and here. So for the first one, I have to go to the left of the bound, left of the point, and press enter. Then I have to go to the right of it and press enter, and then I have to have a guess, and anywhere in between there should be fine. And it will find me the first root, which I can read off here. X equals minus 1.24 to 2. So x1, the first root, is minus 1.24 to 2 decimal places. What about the second one? Well, I have to do the same thing again, but just have my bounds to the left and right of this point now. Second, calc, 0, put my left bound somewhere here, to the left of the point, enter. I'm using the arrows here to go right and left. I want to go to the right of the point, enter, and then enter again. And I found the second 0 to be x equals 3.24. So the second root, x2, is equal to 3.24 to 2 decimal places. Now, if I want to work out the value of the function at a certain x value, f of 1.5, then I can use the calculator's trace function and just press trace, and then the x value, 1.5, you see it comes down here, and then enter, and it gives me the y value. So the value of the function, or the y value, at x equals 1.5 is y equals 4.75. Thank you for listening.